everyone, Roxanne here from FinanceRox.com. Today I wanted to share our 2019 goals. Now you might be wondering, was she recording this in January? And the truth is that no, I am recording this in April, so yeah, yikes. A little late getting my goals posted for the year. I do have a good reason though. I have been procrastinating putting these goals out there because we had been considering doing a big investing goal as our primary goal, and I've been trying to work up the courage to share that number. And I've shared quite a lot about our finances on social media. I've shared a lot of our spending. A lot of our goals from last year were pretty telling about kind of our financial situation, but could not quite bring myself to do it, and I procrastinated long enough, so I just want to go ahead and kind of amend it a little bit, and you'll see here once I get into the goals what the number one goal ended up being. But anyway, long story long, that's why I am just getting these out in April. Excuse me. So I'm drinking a delicious White Russian that my husband made for me. He's wonderful, and it's delicious. All right, that being said, time to get into it. So goal number one. Goal number one is to keep our spending at $40,000 in 2019 and invest the rest. So this number does not include taxes. Our spending has been running about $40,000 anyway. We were at about $39,000 in 2017, and then in the high $38,000s in 2018. So I think that we're going to be able to hit this goal. It's always hard to fend off that lifestyle inflation, that lifestyle creep, and just trying to become more efficient with our finances, always be improving on the habits that we have and finding new ways to save money. So goal number one, so keep our spending at $40,000 for 2019 and then invest the rest. Okay, our number two goal is to increase our total annual no spend days from 70 days a year to 100 days per year. Now, this is not a statistic that I have tracked before. This is new to us. I have done no spend days in the past, but I've never tracked like our long-term no spend days. So to get kind of a basis for what to set as the goal, what I did was I exported our Mint.com data, and this isn't sponsored by Mint, I just happen to love Mint. So I exported our data and I figured out which days were spending days and which days were not spending days. Calculated that we had 70 no spend days in 2018. Now, since we hadn't been tracking that, I think that we're going to be able to bring that goal a long way. I think we're going to be able to see some good improvement in the number of days per year that we do no spend. So pretty excited about that. Okay, my number three goal is to increase coaching hours from 100 to 150. Now, I started doing financial coaching last year, and I've done mostly personal finance coaching. I have one small business client, but I want to increase the number of hours that I'm doing that. I'm going to do this partially through the nonprofit that I volunteer for. It's just a local nonprofit, just started here in town actually, and I've been volunteering with them for a while. So I plan to get some hours from that, and then I personally do coaching as well, and I do some paid and some free coaching, so hoping to get 150 hours total. I have been really good about this so far this year since it's already April. Pretty good so far on the 150 hours of coaching. All right, goal number four. Goal number four is to do one financial challenge per month, every month in 2019. So like I mentioned before, I like to do a no spend week or a one financial task per day challenge, for a week at a time. So I have been doing these around the third week of the month, and if you're interested in following along, there's no charge to do them. I post all the details on our social media, so that's at FinanceRox on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow along if you'd like. Goal number 5 is going to be to create a YouTube channel for FinanceRox. That is why I'm here. That is why I am doing this right now, working on the YouTube channel. I want to explore some different kinds of mediums to see which I enjoy the most. So I've worked so far on writing on the blog, and I've worked on social media content. I'd like to experiment with audio, maybe do a podcast at some point, but for now my primary goal is going to be working on a YouTube channel for you guys. Goal number 6. Goal number 6 is to earn an extra $13,001 to remain the primary wage earner of our household. Now, I'm kind of competitive. That's why I enjoy doing like the no spend challenges. And although my husband and I have combined our finances, so it really doesn't matter who makes which dollars, I still kind of want to make the most dollars. I'd like to be the primary breadwinner, the primary bacon bringer, the household income winner. So now, okay, my husband does make the $13,000 more than me. I just want to say up front that he is amazing. He is basically a genius, and he is also 3 years older than me, which age does have a lot to do with how much you make. And he also has a higher degree than I do. He has a master's degree. So he definitely deserves that extra $13,000, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to try to still beat him. So I am going to be working on doing quite a few things actually to try to earn an extra $13,000. So, and this is a carry forward. I did this goal last year as well. Some of the things I did was investing. I have a Robinhood account, and I do single stock trading to earn some side income. I also do our local farmers market. I just have some jewelry stuff that I had bought for my mom when she was doing craft fairs. So I've been kind of just trying to whittle down that inventory, and that kind of helps with this goal as well. I've also toyed around with the idea of putting our house up on Airbnb, doing like rover.com, dog walking, and yeah, a bunch of things. I'll share more about that side hustle income as I go along. Goal number 7. Goal number 7 is to continue doing our weekly household financial meeting, as well as tracking our net worth on a monthly basis. So I had considered not including this goal in my list of goals because it was something that I've already done and have done for a while, but I did want to include it. I've really come to enjoy our weekly household meeting. So every Sunday my husband makes lattes, and we sit together and go over our budget. We pay any bills that need to be paid. We plan trips. Any trips that we're planning, we spend some time to work on those, and it's just been a really fun thing that we do, and I really enjoy that, so I want to keep that up. And then I believe that tracking your net worth on a monthly basis is really important. So that's something that I want to keep on top of as well, and make sure that we have those historical records to go back to. I also think that's really good to look at the big picture of your finances. So I'm very detail oriented. It's very easy for me to get kind of bogged down in the details and kind of lose track as far as like what exactly, we're making progress on. So I think that that's another really important factor in tracking our net worth, is because you get to see the whole big picture. The whole big picture of everything combined, and that's really helpful to me. Goal number 8. Goal number 8 is to read 12 personal finance books in 2019. Now, I know that this isn't really that impressive because a lot of people can read like 12 books in a month, which is crazy to me. I'm a pretty slow reader, so this is actually a pretty ambitious goal for me. Right now I'm reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and it's pretty good. I'm enjoying that so far. I have a long list of personal finance books that I'd like to read, and so I'm hoping to kind of chunk through those in 2019. Now that's the end of my personal finance related goals for 2019, but I did want to share with you guys just a few of my other, not financial goals, but just other 2019 goals. In case you guys are interested, I won't be tracking them on a monthly basis on social media, but some of them are pretty fun, so I thought you might be interested. So the first one is to write and perform a 5-minute stand-up comedy routine and, you know, perform it at like an open mic night in town. I have never done this before. It has been a long-standing bucket list item for me. So I'm really excited this year to kind of dig into that and push myself. I am an introvert. It's very hard for me to do like public speaking in front of people in public. And so that's going to be a challenge for me big time, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that it'll go well. But so stand-up comedy routine. Okay, the second non-financial goal is to learn how to do a handstand walk. So one of my 2018 goals was to learn how to handstand, and I did that in the nick of time in 2018. It was seriously like December 30th that I got my handstand in, and then I hurt my wrist and didn't really get back into it for a little while. But so I want to go to the next step, which is like walking on my hands for a few feet. So to just get better at handstands and to do that additional handstand walk. Okay, the third one is to do my monthly memorable moments. So I actually heard about this on a Choose FI podcast. The guy was talking about, you know, how time seems to like fly by sometimes, and you're like, oh, April. I don't remember April at all. What did we even do in April? And I definitely related to that, and so one of the ways that he tries to kind of slow that down and make every month special is to plan one unusual, uncommon event or one event or experience that month that is like really uncommon. So his criteria were that it has to be something that he wouldn't do on a regular day-to-day basis. His example was like taking his kids on a hike nearby because he says they do that pretty regularly. And it has to be something that he hadn't done before. And so those are kind of the same criteria that I've used. And I've done quite a few already. We started doing this, I think, in May of last year. So a full year now that I've done this. It's been great, so I want to continue doing those monthly memorable moments. And I'd like to get to the point where I'm sharing those with you guys on a regular basis. Okay, the next one is 24 hikes. So we are hoping to do an overnight hike at the Grand Canyon with my in-laws in 2019. Now, I'm not a great hiker. Basically, every hike that I've been on, I've been like the slowest person on the hike. Everyone's waiting for me, and it's not great. So I really want to get my endurance up and work on being able to hike like a regular person. So I'm hoping that doing these 24 hikes will help to kind of get me going and get stronger and better at hiking. Okay, the next goal is to learn some SQL. So I really enjoyed learning Excel formulas and macros, a little bit of macros, not a lot. I've really enjoyed doing that, and since my husband is a programmer, he's been encouraging me to explore programming languages a little bit more, so I'm hoping to dig in and learn a little SQL in 2019. This will also be helpful to me at work because I do a lot of querying data and a lot of data analysis, so that would be helpful to me at work. Alright, the next one is to buy a truck camper. So we've been looking, and travel has been basically our second biggest spending category after taxes over the last few years. It's a strong one. Okay, so travel has been our second most expensive spending category after taxes for the last few years. So we were thinking of ways that we might kind of slow that down a bit, and we thought maybe doing more domestic travel, maybe doing more camping would be a more inexpensive way to still get to have travel and fun and experiences. So we are thinking about buying a truck camper as a way to kind of make that more enjoyable and to do more domestic travel over the next few years. And we still have some international trips that we'd like to do, but just kind of overall we thought it'd be a fun way to kind of get to stretch that travel budget a little bit more. The other reason that we're interested in buying a truck camper is because we still have our farm truck from 4 years ago now when we used to live on the farm. So we were like, should we get rid of the truck? I don't know, maybe. Probably not. We kind of would like to keep it. So what better excuse to keep it than to buy a truck camper to put in it? And so that's what we're doing. Okay, and lastly, my last non-financial goal is to continue the process of decluttering and tidying up my house. I am not a tidy and clean person. It's something that I have always struggled with to try to keep our house tidy. So I really want to continue working on not piling up things on the floor like paperwork and laundry. Those are the two worst ones for me. I've made a lot of progress on this in the last year, mostly thanks to the Clutter Fairy in Houston. It's another YouTube channel that I really like, and I put on whenever I'm tidying, cleaning up. And then I also really enjoyed the Marie Kondo Netflix series, and I actually read that book a while ago and really enjoyed it. It's really helpful and useful for getting your house together and your shit together. And that's what I'm trying to do, getting my shit together. So those are my 2018 goals. I hope that you're having a great 2018 since it's already April, and I will be updating you guys as the rest of the year goes along, and gonna try harder in 2020 to get my goals posted in January or December if I can manage it. So anyway, thanks so much for following along, and until next time, I hope your finances rock. Bye.